is this? Tabletop Island, huh? Let's see what this is all about.
Welcome to Tabletop Island. I'm Bernardo, your host, and today we're going to be talking about the highlight board games for November 2019. The first one is Cube Quest. I did do a review for it within that month, and this was one I brought to the table a number of times that entire month because I really wanted to dive into it. I had it sitting there sealed and I'd never touched this game. I'd been wanting to play it for a while, and two-player games are kind of hard for me to get to the table. So this one was a tricky one, and while my family came over, me and my niece got to open it up for the first time, and it was a lot more fun than I thought. I was actually pretty sad in the review. I didn't quite mention this because I didn't know, but the game is actually out of print. I'm working on trying to get another copy to at least play kind of a four-player, kind of a team thing, 2 versus 2, or maybe even in the future 6, because that seems to be the number that I get to the table quite frequently, and I love having chaotic games. It almost reminds me of crossbows and catapults, but flicking dice, and it's absurd. Take a look at the review itself. I'll have a link in the description for that one. I'm a huge fan of that game. The other highlight for the month of November, again, I always go over 3. The other one is Survive Escape from Atlantis. I did talk about this game as one that I wanted to get to the table in the holidays, and I did, and I am very happy that I did. It took me a while to get this game, honestly. It's been kind of bouncing up and down as to whether or not I was going to pick it up because there's a vintage version, and I considered getting that one, to be honest with you, and I might still later just to have it in the collection and to review it in comparison again at a later time. Maybe, we'll see. But I do like this game. I think it was a lot better than I thought it would be. There's a lot of strategy to the game and a lot of memory too, if you can remember what points you decided to lay your people. So your goal is you laying them all out on the island and you're trying to get them to escape, and while you're doing that, there are a few dangers that can happen. One, they can remove a tile that your meeple is on and make it so that it swims. If it's in the water swimming, it can only move one space while it's in water. And there are other things such as a shark that can eat your people if they're swimming, a whale that can knock you off of a boat, which again, you can kind of get your people on a boat and get them to the island. That's the fastest route. You have up to 3 moves, and you're just constantly, it's almost like a game of chess where you're trying to just get everything in line perfectly, and you don't want to be too greedy and take all your high points first, because that might be what they target first, and you might just get unlucky and lose everything then and there. But there's a lot more strategy here than I thought there would be, and it's very lightweight, simple, easy to teach. I'm a big fan of this one. And finally, the other game, this was one I haven't really talked about, Pitchstorm. This one is such a solid party game. The concept of the game is you have a character card and a kind of a plot card, and you have X amount of seconds, whether it's 60 or if you're doing teams, which I don't really like playing that way, but basically you are pitching under a timer a movie with that character and that plot, and you're trying to sell it. And at the end, you kind of decide, or the executor decides which ones that they decided to choose, which movie was the best. And there's note cards that they can give you to cut you off and add crazy elements that make your movie even more wacky. It's a fantastic game and such a solid social game. Again, I'm not a big fan of Cards Against Humanity because everybody and their grandma owns that game. This is one of those ones that has those cards, and it is fantastic. It's such a good conversation piece, and for social games, it's definitely one that I rank probably one of the highest. I'll be doing a top social game video coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. But Pitchstorm, I'm a huge fan of that game, and it was a big highlight because we got some people that we haven't had in our board game group come out, which we hadn't seen for a while, and it was a really great time with them. But Pitchstorm, that is my number 3 for the highlight games of November, and that's all I have for you guys today. If you are interested in notifications, there is a bell up there somewhere. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate any feedback. I'm trying to make these videos more and more outrageous, and with your guys' help, I have been doing so. Monday, regular board game reviews. Wednesday, weekly updates / talks, and then on Friday is my vintage board game reviews. That is all I have for you guys today. I will see you guys next time.